I'm so glad you guys made it to this video. This one's my favorite. It's easy to think that our purpose is a big, intimidating thing that we can pursue only in the context of work. But what doesn't always cross our minds is the thought that purpose can be lived out in daily moments. Doing something meaningful with your life begins with figuring out what's truly meaningful to you. What you think is meaningful will probably differ from what your sister, brother, mother, father, cousin, best friend, grandma, or next door neighbor think is meaningful. The world needs people who are on fire, people who are fully alive in every area of work and in every town. Don't get too caught up in pursuing a noble career path if it isn't something that you're really passionate about. The world needs more love and joy than it needs obligation. Yes, the world could use more doctors, teachers, and volunteers going overseas to dig wells, but it also needs accountants, engineers, administrators, bus drivers, and parents who just love what they do and serve the people around them by caring about them, encouraging them, and spreading their positive influence in the world. Our world doesn't need people pursuing high-profile jobs simply because they feel like they should or because they want to pursue something noble for the sake of pursuing something noble. The world needs authenticity, and it needs people who are willing to pursue passion and purpose and care about people. Seeking to live a purposeful life is about more than just what job you pursue. It's about how you live your life, not merely what you do with your life. Living purposefully is a mindset you can adopt, a lens to view your entire life through. It changes the mundane, routine activities of your life into chances for you to use your gifts, talents, and resources to serve and love, to make the world a better place one step at a time. Living purposefully simply means living on purpose. It means not running on autopilot, moving through your days at breakneck speed just to cross the finish line. It means being willing to slow down enough to notice the opportunities you already have, to use what you've already been given, to make small, incremental changes in the lives of people around you. In so doing, you just might find that the pausing, the slowing down, and the seeking of opportunities opens you up to more and more chances to make a difference, as if the mere act of stopping to look makes them appear. All because you chose to see your whole life, from work to home to relationships to chance encounters to errands to waiting in traffic, as opportunities to move purposefully throughout your day. Living purposefully can manifest itself in innumerable ways, from doing extra chores around the house to serve the people you live with, to making phone calls for a coworker who's just swamped and could really use the help, to looking in on a neighbor who could just really use a friend. If we don't seek out those little chances to show others that we care, to serve and love in small daily ways, we just might miss some of the sweetest opportunities to make our lives more meaningful. Your purpose can't be too small. If you want to put your heart and soul into gardening, great. If it's always been your dream to be a mom, that's awesome. If all you've really ever wanted is to write, go for it. It's easy to think that your purpose and goals are insignificant compared to others who are doctors, teachers, overseas missionaries, or firefighters. But your purpose is unique to you. It matters just as much as everyone else's. It's about what makes you come alive, not what looks impressive to the rest of the world. I used to follow that line of thinking around in circles. I wanted to do something big with my life, but I also wanted to encourage people and write. I've always wanted to write. But it wasn't until I realized that writing, in its less obvious ways, could also serve and encourage people that I really began to pursue it. I didn't have to force myself to be anything that I wasn't. I just had to accept who I am and define my own purpose. The overarching purpose you have for your life will likely remain constant, but living by purpose looks different based on what stage of life you're in and what your current circumstances are. Your everyday purpose can and will probably change to fit with your goals, priorities, energy, and resources during any given time in your life. It grows and changes as you grow and change. It's easy to get caught up thinking that if we can't pursue our ultimate goal right now, we can't do anything at all. We think it's all or nothing. But that's not the case. Stop waiting for someday to come. Stop saying you'll start living, start serving, start pursuing something more meaningful when you get more money, get a better job, pay off all your loans, get a better car, have a more flexible schedule, or get everything else checked off your never-ending to-do list. Start now. Your list will only get longer. You will only get busier. Start now while you have an opportunity, while your idea is fresh and exciting. One day, the small things just might become the big things. Small, everyday actions can be part of your dreams, your purpose, the things you're called to do. What you choose to do every day becomes habit, then part of your nature, and before you know it, all your small changes build upon each other to cause big things to change. Sometimes it's a matter of finding partial or temporary solutions. You have to work with what you have and be willing to sometimes make compromises. That's when it comes in handy to know what really matters to you, to have identified your non-negotiables, the things you're not going to budge on. It also helps to have both a big picture view and an understanding that this is just one of many seasons in your life, and it can serve as just a stepping stone to what's ahead. That doesn't make this season and what you do with it any less important than your big picture dream. It simply makes it more immediate, more attainable. This perspective breaks your dream down into more realistic, bite-sized pieces that you can act on right here, right now. If your purpose is to feed the hungry, maybe it will eventually include bringing meals overseas to underdeveloped countries and physically providing them with food and clean water. But maybe you can't do that right now. Perhaps you can pack meals with or donate money to an organization that's providing food and clean water. Or maybe your dream of starting your own business starts with writing a blog or getting your foot in the door in the industry that you want to work in. There's always something you can do now with what you have right where you are. If I were to tell my younger, searching self just one thing about pursuing a meaningful life, it would be that living a purposeful life is a journey. There's not a single point to reach where you'll be able to say that you've arrived and can go no further. Discovering and living out your purpose will look different in each season of life, constantly challenging and growing you, keeping you on your toes. That's part of the beauty of life. We're all works in progress. Remember what really matters to you and be willing to let go of the rest. Think about what words you want to describe your life. What do you want to be remembered for? Do you want to be remembered as the best doctor, the finest accountant, the greatest teacher? Or do you want to be remembered for your compassion, your willingness to serve, and your unconditional love? Personally, I would far rather be remembered for the latter. Living a meaningful life is ultimately about relationships, not tasks. It's about loving people wherever and whenever you encounter them. That includes the grocery store, on the bus, in traffic, in waiting rooms, and on social media. In fact, those are some of the most important times to love people because they're the times in which loving, gracious attitudes are the most rare. And at the end of the day, people will remember far more about how you treated them, not what you did for a living. So practice everyday kindness. Be a light in a dark world. That matters far more than making a lot of money or making a name for yourself. Pursue the things that matter, the things you want to be remembered for, and pursue them wholeheartedly. Give them everything you've got. Prioritize your life accordingly, focusing on the things that matter to you and letting go of the things that don't. It's not what you do, but how you do it that really matters. Think of it more as focusing on who you want to be, not what you want to be. Chase your dreams, knowing that it's not the accumulation of possessions or the achievement of goals that brings long-lasting happiness, but the act of continually growing. Challenge yourself to keep working to use your gifts, talents, and skills in a way that really stretches and grows you while making the world a better place, one day at a time. You don't have to wait until you feel ready, until you feel loved, gifted, artistic, and talented. You're already equipped with everything you need to serve and love others. Now, go and do your brave thing, the next best thing, whatever that looks like for you. Run your own race and run it well. Stand up and stand out. Go out there and do what you were made to do. And if you're looking for even more guidance and direction as you seek to live and love your purposeful life, check out my course, Discovering and Living Your Purpose, where I go deeper into who you are, help you piece together what you're good at and how you're wired, and really help you overcome obstacles like fear, doubt, comparison, criticism. It's also where I provide extended guidance about living out your purpose at work and outside of work. I hope to see you there.